Salute, salute, salute. Peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. Salute, salute, salute. As you come on in, I want you to know that this is a safe space. This is a safe space and a space for intelligence, for dialogue, for disagreement. This is a space for love, though, on our path to seeking solutions that will open the road to liberation. So as you come on in, let your classmates know that we are here. We are here. Yes, tell them to come on through. We are here. We're going to begin class, right? We're going to speak love on each other. We're going to speak understanding to each other. Salute, salute. As my classroom assistants come on through, please, please put the green screen link in. And if anyone is in crisis, if you're having an anger management issue, if you or someone you know is in a domestic violence situation, an intimate relationship, abusive situation, please reach out to me for an assessment, for counsel. Salute, salute, salute. Welcome, everyone. I received notice early, a couple of hours ago, that one of the most, and for me, I would say, one of the best examples of militancy, of liberation, and the pursuit of it has transitioned. The great Dr. Mutulu Shakur has transitioned. May he hurry up back. If you're new to class and you never heard me use that expression, HUB, hurry up back. When we have people who are so endearing, when we have people who we wish that we were able to sit at the heels and learn from, when we have people who have shown us excellent examples of what it means to remain militant, and they transition, we want that spirit, we want that energy, we want that protection to hurry up back. We know that they have done excellent. We know that they have done the most that they could do. We know that. Okay? We know that. But we thirst for that, because there's so much that hasn't been done. There's so much that we haven't learned. There's so many questions and answers. There's so much more, because we are still in such a deep space that we want them to hurry up back. Hurry up back. Hurry up back. And I mean, from as early as I can recall, me being in the pocket of it, me having family ties right in Harlem, with my great-grandfather establishing his own church in Harlem, and my father being raised there in his early years, back and forth from Harlem to Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I always heard of the Shakur family. Remember, I'm born in '69, in the heat of it. Born when the majority of the young folk were woke, were conscious, in that energy, right? My parents were turning 19 when they had me. So there was nothing that was out of reach as a young person in my home that had to deal with struggle, with consciousness, with revolution, with freedom, with protest, with activity. Nothing. As I show all the time, my extensive library, the books that we speak of on book club, the with original in their text, original in their title, in my home. These are books, the first print, initial print. All of this is consistent with all that I know. So when I'm listening and researching and active and moving, all I ever knew and wanted to be was a soldier. That's it. I didn't want to be anything else. No matter what my father or mother may have wanted, I only wanted that. That's the only thing that I ever wanted to be, was a soldier for my people. So it didn't matter what the struggle entailed. It just didn't matter. There was no gray areas for me as a child. No matter what they may have attempted to do to soften that stance, I was all in. I was all in. So when I finally understood the stories of the BLA, the stories of the Republic of New Africa, the stories of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, the stories of the Black Guerrilla Family, all of these stories and all of these people and individuals and the elders that were around me and whispering in my ear, and and the knowledge I'm soaking up, I didn't want to be anything else, ever. And never will. 54. You see the grays. I don't want to be anything other than an educator, supporter, and soldier of my people. That's it. That's it. I'm not impressed with no trinkets. I'm not impressed by any titles. I'm not impressed by nothing other than marching tall, militant in a space for my people on a path towards true freedom and liberation. That is it. And I'm not wavering from that. That's it. So when I was made knowledgeable of Mutulu Shakur and really was able to, as an adult, as a grown-up, as an adolescent, right? Reading and researching and only able to get what was in the papers, what was the case about. And, people who weren't really right there with him, it created a thirst like, yo, nah, I want to know what drove him. See, this is the part that we miss. We hear about it. Some people who are just becoming woke, who may not have had that access in their home, who may have been geared, right, under construct of religion or getting money, right? Or people who were, just in their spaces within their homes, didn't have the access to the materials, the stories. You understand? The actual movements. We can't take anything away from them. You only know what you know. You do not know any more. You do not know any less. So as this entity that's moving around, where people are becoming conscious, new, woke, and aware, and they can only get what's accessible to them. I don't fault them for that. You understand? And they may have taken different paths. So when they find out, well, who is Mutulu Shakur? Who is this doctor? Who is this person? Right? We can't blame them because there are others who sat with him. There are others who walked with him. There are others who spun the big yard with him. There are others who were with him. And they don't do a good job telling us this. They just don't. They leave it as it is, as if we should know. And many don't know. So this is where we get the connection. This is where we get the new age fluff of, oh, he was Tupac's Shakur. He was Tupac's stepfather. Some thought father. Right? And that burns me because you're putting Pac before him. In that, right there in that context, you're off. Because before he was anything to Tupac, he was a Shakur. He was Shakur. They took his name. So you need to know who he is. Outside of this fluff shit about Tupac, they took his name. So understand, Mutulu Shakur, the doctor, Dr. Mutulu Shakur is first. Damn a Tupac. A fan, they took his name. It's not the other way around. That ain't the other way around. That's backwards thinking. That's the thinking that the Euros who are oppressive want you to get a visual of. They don't want you to look at that man. They don't want you to dig deep and to see why he had to be locked away like that. You understand? That is what we need to know. Who was he? Who is he that was able to move the way he moved in one of the most dangerous times for anyone to be militant? Who is that man? You understand? Don't look at the after. The after does nothing. The act, the 1981, the Brinks truck, all that, that's the after. That's the after. Who was he to get to that point? How much work did he put in? to make sure that his intelligence manifested through physical work. That's what you have to understand about any of these individuals who you see after the fact. About the Malcolms. You understand about any of them. The Dr. Khalid Muhammads. The George Jacksons. You understand? Who are they? That's your research. And in their written words. To look at it literally. To look at it figuratively. To understand. And see if any of that is in you. Okay? Who? How? Because you cannot just say that you admire someone. You cannot just say that you're in a space where you want to be like without the full understanding of what it takes to get there. Understand that. What does it take? What did it take for me to get to where I am now? What did I have to see, witness, feel? What did I have to go through in order for me to be able to articulate myself in this space and to stand firm and to remain disciplined in that belief structure? Can't look at me and be impressed and don't know me. It's impossible. It's impossible. And there are people who are withholding the information of who he is, how he moved, what made him tick. You understand? And in that, they do a great disservice to all of us. Because as he was released, we have no charging orders on how to proceed. It has become some type of armchair Monday night quarterback type shit we got going on here. What were the charging orders? How should we proceed? We're talking about the individual who put in work on every level of struggle. Every level. And there are those who do not have any orders for us moving forward. They are speaking fluff, surface level bullshit that have you just sitting there looking and wondering. What was done? How was he effective? What was the organization? What was the setup? What was the daily call, the purpose, the intent? Because if we don't know any of it, we lose. We lose in that. We need to know that. You can't miss that association with Pac. Miss that. Miss it. It didn't reach the potential. Don't let that be your speech. Don't let that be your talk. I was Pac's stepfather. What? You don't reduce him to that. Where did that go? How much access did he have? What was the lessons? What came about from it? I know a lot of people, offspring, who not nowhere in alignment to what their parent or whoever their custodian or guardian, not nowhere near it. And they sit before y'all all the time. All of them. Got Khalid's son, nothing like him. Professor Small's son, nothing like him. You got them out here, man. They're all around. So do not let that be where you take this conversation. Because Pac didn't rep Mutulu to that degree. No way, no how. Understand that what that last case was. That was the case. You don't know what it took and how many times. You don't know. Keep telling you, you can look at my case and think that was the only time if you want to. My case had nothing to do with exactly what I was dealing with on a regular basis. Wasn't even guilty of what I was charged and convicted for. That case don't make me. You believe that all the information that's centered on this Brinks thing is it? You believe that that's what made him? He was active over a decade before that. He was active, mobilizing, moving, theory, then put in practice. What are we talking about? And now that he's transitioned, people have to start talking, man. There's literature out there. There's theories that he has that haven't been fulfilled. What's the charge? Where do we go? At this point on, because we're still oppressed. We're still behind enemy lines. We're still unorganized. We still got coons. What's the charge? It can't be to sit and watch people on YouTube all day in funny ass hats and colorful shirts and bullshit. It can't be museums and schools and no. What's the charge? Because they're slamming old elders down, face down. They're shooting babies. You have cops shooting autistic children. And you got niggas with resource allowing Euros to hog up on their grippers. And got the nerve to say that they some damn body. They ain't nobody. What's the charge? How do we move forward? We don't let that spirit transition and nothing comes about of it. So you're going to get them on. You're going to get them all. You're gonna see it. Trust me, you're gonna watch it. YouTube is gonna go crazy. Everybody gonna be sitting there in they stinking ass titles and bullshit subscription base talking. What's the charge? What did he actually represent? Who's next to pick it up and move on it? That's what you need to discuss. And then y'all gonna be there because I know. I see y'all in their chats. I watch everything. Question them. Ask them. Who was the rats? Who did us dirty? What tactic was effective? How do we move forward? What was the belief system? Who should we trust? Let them just sit there and talk about how they knew him, or I seen him, or I was with him. Nah. Y'all dare let nobody do y'all like that. There were specifics. Look in the thumbnail. How come he had this woman, this Euro right there? Who is she? Do y'all research. Who is his co-defendants? All his co-defendants that was Euros, they went down. Who was the black one who ratted? So y'all can know what it looked like. What? Hold on. Karens? Somebody you would look at as a Karen stood tall? Who's Marilyn Buck? Who's Kathy Bodine? Who's Judith Clark? What are they about? Are they still around? What can they tell us about them? How do they move? Huh? Is people not outside of your reach? How do we move forward? Don't let them bullshit y'all with this. I read this and I read that. I did this and I did that. Because, you know, when we look at it and all this other weird shit and no daily order of charge. Let these coward ass Negroes do y'all like that. You speak up. You ask them, what are we doing? What are y'all doing? Because they get y'all green screens. Y'all flood their cash apps. Y'all flood their super chats. Oh, yeah, right on, brother. Where they at in the town? What are they doing? Who do they speak to outside of this? Can't get these Negroes on the phone. You don't see them. You don't know who they working with and who's sponsoring them. You can play with me with this. What is the next move? So when he does come back, he can come back vigilant and ready to go because we prepared a space for him to move. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. And if you don't know, now you know. Now you know. Because they're going to play with it. You're going to see it. It's already going viral. Already. It's moving. Wasn't viral when he got out, though. They didn't do that. They didn't make it viral when he got out. And I asked y'all in class several times. He's to them. What do we need to know? That wasn't viral. They ain't let it go viral. There was no charge on that. We don't know where he was, who was around him. We don't know nothing going forward. And so again, we have to wonder, what did Malcolm really think? What was Khalid really thinking? How did George really do it? We got to stop that. We have to stop that. These niggas is around and get direct access to these people. Direct access. And they bullshit. They think it's enough to just say, I know him. Oh, yeah, I spoke to him. What? Well, what'd he say? What did you ask him? How we proceed? What's next? You spoke to him? What you speak to him for? You ain't getting nothing done. That's where we have to be. We have to be in the pocket. We can never allow our elders, we can never allow that information to just go. We got to grill them worse than our enemies grill them. Yo, we need to know, how do we move this? Yo, what do we look for over here? Huh? What? Oh, that's what that mean? Oh, they not writing exact? Really? They work with who? Oh, that's what that mean? It's a lot. It's a lot. Shit ain't light. This is heavy work. You gotta be in it. And in it. To a degree that you didn't even know that you can handle. Without enemies kicking ass. They kicking ass. They kicking ass. Never you can see your young men happy and gleeful and merry around people that's hugging and touching them and fondling them, and they know it's going to go on social media. They know everybody's going to see this, and they just don't care. I mean, your enemy is kicking ass. He's so ingrained in the mind and the spirit of your people, of your supposed soldiers, that he ain't even got to physically destroy you. Damn it, we in deep. And you have the nerve to have some of your greatest, your most militant. You got access to them, and you bullshitting. I got to struggle. I don't have no access to these individuals. I had to put in all the work and all the pain on my own. Trial and error. Who got to get this pistol? Who you got to press? Who you got to run up out of the community? Trial and error. No direct access to the leaders. Not even in the can. On my own. And you got niggas that say they know them, they been with them, they speak with them. You serious? I'm running into elders behind the walls teaching me, soaking me. Yes, no, listen, they gonna come for me. I'm telling you, I got cases in Arizona. I got cases here, I got cases there. Let me put this in your ear and tell you how to move, youngin'. Shout out to all of them that schooled me from the Republic of New Africa. All of the BLA that whispered in my ear. That's why I get energized and invigorated and amped when I see the shit y'all following on social media. When people who claim to be woke and conscious, they don't manifest it at all. You can't go through this shit without scrapes and wounds. You can't go through this shit without a decade or more behind them walls. You can't do it. It don't work like that. When you got them things on you and you putting in that work every day, you gonna get jammed. Let these niggas quote these books and quote this material to you and tell you that they real because you haven't been abreast of it, because it just didn't follow your path. These niggas are cowards. Got those that been working with our enemies for the longest, plotting and doing our elders and our most committed dirty. And I know y'all. I see y'all. And I've had niggas that's close to me that had access to these dudes. And when they was coming through doing these book signings and doing these events, they didn't invite me. I had no knowledge of it. And I know why. You know I wasn't coming to play no games. That's the shit we have to be made aware of. Because they're still moving like snakes out here. Until we clear that path, we're going to be stuck. You're going to continuously be fighting the symptoms of oppression and not getting to the root of it. That's what Mutulu was about. You got to get to the root of this shit. You have to have a concept in your mind of getting rid of your enemy. Of no part of your existence, not an inch, not a millimeter, no part of your existence can benefit that system, can benefit anything that has to do with our oppression. And if it takes decades behind the wall, then that's what it is. If some of us meet our demise, then that's what it is. Ain't nobody sprinting through this shit. You're gonna get scraped up. The hell y'all think this is? Don't let these clowns on social media trick y'all. Care what they calling themselves. If it's black or powerful or lesbian, any of that shit. They don't come up outside of their dwellings. Can't lead from the back. Nigga, you gotta get in front. That's why I'm always in the street. You gotta get out in front. So we're gonna salute our comrade. We ain't gonna be sad. He was an example, a perfect example. He took decades on the chin. Never folded up under that shit. He didn't fold. Don't you put your head down and fold. As a soldier. He didn't present, and they didn't present to you him as an intellectual. They didn't present him to you as no type of philosopher. He was presented as a soldier. They treated him as a soldier, as a prisoner, as somebody who was effective. When you are valuable to your people, you are never, ever allowed to be free. Remember that. Niggas that they release, they gonna be valuable to your enemy. valuable to white folk, valuable to your oppressors. When you are valuable to us, you going to suffer. You're going to suffer. Understand it so you can welcome it and just get to it. Ain't no bag with this shit. Ain't no big body. You're going to suffer. And be strong for it at the end. You're going to be built like a goddamn hammer of Thor when you get finished with this. So y'all salute him. Salute him. And whatever you believe in, and you want to like, you can do whatever you want to do when y'all reaching out. Make sure you tell them, hurry up back. We need that energy. I go through it all the time. I ask for George Jackson and Jonathan Jackson and little Bobby. Oh, bring them back. Khalid Muhammad, bring them back. I ain't with this soft-ass dumb shit y'all got going on here. Bring my goddamn soldiers back. That's what we need. Then we turn this up. Salute. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Believe in my belief in you.